Oh, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. You know why it doesn't feel real? You know why it doesn't feel real? Because during the bad times, when it gets really bad, you allow yourself to fantasize about what it would be like to have a winning team and what it would look like and what it would feel like. And if you're sick in the head like me, that's how you get to sleep at night. You fall asleep. You start to think about like, oh, if this team just did this and this and this and this, and then we progress, win this, and it's a fantasy. It's just a fantasy because that's what it takes to get through the dark days. That's what it takes, and this is better than the fantasy. It's better than the fantasy because in the fantasy, you get the star free agent, or you make the big trade, or you win the lottery, or some good fortuitous thing happens to your team that allows you to do something like this. You don't just show up to a season with the lowest over-under projected win total in the entire fucking league with a new coach and basically the same roster and just become a top 10 team. And we're going to talk a lot about this game, but I have to stop for a second because it's the longest winning streak, obviously, since 2013-14. And the 8-game winning streak that team had, coached by Mike Woodson, by the way, in the building tonight, had to be inspiring. That was at the end of a season that had already been lost. So I'm not even going to give as much credit to that 8-game winning streak as I am to this one, which feels entirely different. Two 8-game winning streaks could not feel more different. You don't do this. This doesn't happen. This isn't real. Shitty teams don't just magically become top 10 teams overnight. It does not happen. And yet, here we are, because you have your top 8 teams in the league, and then you got this group after those top 8 teams in the league. And by the way, some of the top 8 teams in the league aren't looking so top 8-ish of late, but whatever. We don't have to talk about that. And then you have this group of teams. You have Dallas. You have Atlanta. You have Boston. And you have maybe Miami. And we've beaten all those teams except Miami, which we'll get another chance at them. It's hoodie season, baby. It's hoodie season, Andrew Claudio. This feels really good. This feels really good. And I just, again, before I talk about this game, the last thing I'm going to say is, and I know everybody, if you're here and you're watching me and it's 11:15 and it's a weeknight, I know I don't have to tell you this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Take this in. If you're someone that's watching and you're like 18 or 22 or 24 years old and you don't really know what it is to just suffer through utter misery as a sports fan, take this in, because you get seasons like this. Maybe if you root for teams in every sport, you get a season like this once every several years. Maybe you get a season like this once every several years. Because here's the thing: if the team gets good and they have good season after good season, they're not like this. That's not what this is. I remember the 90s. I remember 2012-13. When you're expected to be good, it's a different feeling. This is something else. This is something special. This is magic happening right before our eyes. I'm a little overwhelmed just because it's been a lot of years. And I know this game felt a little a little cheap because of what happened to Trae Young, but at the same time, as we have been saying time and time again this year, say it with me now, the Knicks don't win this game in the past. They don't. It doesn't matter that Trae Young goes down. They don't win this game in the past. But they won this one. Did they ever win this one? And they won it twice. They lost it, and then they won it, and then they almost lost it, and then they really won it. I'm gonna get to some of the super chat. Then I'm gonna recap the game, and then we'll do super chat intermittently throughout. And we got tips tonight. So we'll see what we can get in for Tom. Stevens Guillaume starts us off, of course. Not how I wanted to win this game because Trae was killing us, but a W is a W. Fourth seed, go Knicks. Robert Cross, is it fair to say that we're going to kick the Nets' ass in the playoffs? Thanks. I'll hang up and listen. The Nets have their own issues. The Nets are not healthy right now. And at this rate, is there any guarantee that the Nets ever get healthy? Who the hell knows? I'm telling you, though, I'll tell you this. The Knicks are not afraid of any matchup, and you and me and all of us as fans, we should not be afraid of any matchup. Not right now. We shouldn't. Not the way this team is playing. Not with the confidence that this team has when they go out on the floor every night. Every night. And again, it almost bit them in the ass tonight, and it kind of bit them in the ass a little bit in the Charlotte game. And I know I didn't get a chance to talk to you after the Charlotte game, but they're playing with such confidence that they think that they could kind of like defend at like one level in the first half or in the beginning of the game and then kick it up a notch as the game goes on. And then they realize like, oh shit, we can't do that. We have to defend at like this level the entire time to win. They're playing with a lot of confidence and they don't fear any team. They will not fear any team in the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now. Janky Painting. These games make me so nervous. Jesus Christ, that to talk about an understatement. I'm going to have to start wearing diapers. I have some large diapers, I think, somewhere around here because my older daughter still wears overnights. So nice to have something to play for. Shortcut to RJ Oldman Racquetball League mid-high tube sock game. Love it. Absolutely love it. The comments. I love the comments. All right, I'm going to get to some more of these. Nick Petroselli, what's up, Mac? My girlfriend is now officially a Knicks fan. The impossible is possible. Very quick shout out to my wife, who tonight did two things. One, she deemed Kevin Huerter to be the what did she say? Younger or older? I think she said the older, taller brother of Jeremy Cohen. And two, my wife was down to the stage where during the fourth quarter at the end, she was like, oh, please, don't go in. And that's not my wife. That is not how she watches sporting events. And that's where she was at by the end of this game. Kevin Huerter is good. CT Pittman, what's up, my man? Julia's postgame with Rebecca. New York, we here. Goddamn right they here. Thank you. Greg Film Stuff. Don't know if the Knicks win this game if Trae Young doesn't go down. Rather win it with Trae on the floor, but we got to take it. Team refuses to lose. Yeah, I mean, look, do they win this game if Trae Young stays in? I don't know. I will say this. Bogdan Bogdanović did a pretty good Trae Young impersonation down the stretch of that game. And there's only one ball. The ball's only going to be in one person's hands. I think they had kind of started to not figure out Trae Young, but they had started to make Trae Young's life pretty difficult. Does it cheapen the win like 5%, maybe 7%? Maybe, yeah, sure. But at the same time, like, man, we're missing, and I know it's not the same as Trae Young, but they were missing their backup center. They were missing their sixth man, and they're undermanned. They're the team that was supposed to win 21 and a half games. It is what it is. So I don't feel too bad. Let's get some more here. Michael Aaron, what's going on, my man? When IQ hit that 3 in OT, I honestly got a little choked up. I was a kid when Ewing played. That kind of team is long overdue. Big 15 is special. Big 15, baby. Shout out to the Big 15. Emmanuel, quickly, I'm gonna start actually a couple more super chat comments, and then I'm gonna get to quickly. Dalson 25. I just want to keep this team going beyond the season and add in the draft picks. Love the heart. How could you not? And I think they're going to make use of these draft picks one way or another. CT Pittman, can we get to 40 wins? Can we get to 40 wins? It's not insane. And last, Ryan Brady may go unnoticed based on how electric this game was. A really good defense hustle out of Obi tonight. Thank you for saying that. Convinced he helped keep it close. I loved Obi Toppin's minutes. I could talk about it now because I don't need to spend that much time on it. Obi Toppin's minutes, I'm not going to say they won them the game, but those were valuable NBA minutes from a guy who belonged on an NBA court in a playoff atmosphere against a damn good team. That's Obi Toppin. That's what we've been waiting for. And he did it tonight. I know he didn't score. I don't even know if he scored any points. I think he had one dunk. So, yeah. Anyway, and D Zilla, did IQ move back into the top 5 most important players on the team? Absolutely. That was a bad job by me. Leaving him off. RJ, good, bad game. Yes. Julius, still amazing. Yes. D Rose 2.0, the best. Gotta love this team. And hold on. Oh, I think I missed one. No, I got him. I got them all. Okay. I think I got them all. Let me make sure I got. Oh, Harry Donor. Harry Donor. Thank you, my man. And Daniel Chang. I'm eyeing the Bucks next. Why not? Tune into tomorrow's newsletter. I'm gonna have something on whether or not they can catch the Bucks. It's gonna be tough and short. Hannibal Miles. The super chat just keeps coming in. Julius Randle has figured it out when to be ISO Randle and when to be point Randle. He's 85% of the way there. And he's 85% of the way there. There were a couple possessions in overtime, but again, if he gets and this is a good transition to talking about the game. If Julius Randle gets 100% of the way there, where he's doing this stuff with the ball, and then he's 100% on when to take it himself and when to pass it, well, then he's a top 10 player in the NBA. Full stop, top 10 player in the NBA. Because he's defending at that level. He is he's shot making at that level. He's doing everything you need at that level, and he's doing it with size, and he's doing it with leadership. So if he gets to the point where he's picking right every time, and the game we saw tonight was the game of a top 15 player in the NBA. Top 15, which is why he's going to make an All-NBA team. Again, that's happening. He is making an All-NBA team this year. Unless he falls off a cliff over the next 11 games, Julius Randle's an All-NBA player. He's played like it. He's earned it. He deserves it. I don't care if he's taking Paul George's spot. I don't care if he's taking Jason Tatum's spot. I don't care if he's taking Jimmy Butler's spot. We'll see how long LeBron is out, but I won't go there. He has earned a spot. He's earned a spot. So, great game by Julius Randle. Good transition to Sekou Bermis. The more I think about this team, the less I want Lonzo. IQ should be our point guard of the future. We need a bridge point guard, i.e. Lowry. It is the question of the offseason. Take a sip of water before I talk about this. I agree. I think they have to go for the veteran because if you sign Lonzo, even though he's not a point guard, he's going to play point guard for you. And that's going to take the ball out of Emmanuel Quickly's hands a little bit more because you're still going to have Rose on the team. If they can get a situation going where they get a real point guard mentor in here, no disrespect to Alfred Payton, if they could get it, and Rose is that for Quickly, I think. But if they could get a situation here where they get a real point guard mentor, they gave this kid the ball in the fourth quarter and overtime. And they told him to go make plays. And he didn't just score. Yes, he scored. But he didn't just score. He was making the right play. And they didn't even all come through. He had a kick out to Bullock in the corner. Bullock missed. It was the right play. It was the right play. And he didn't look nervous at all. The kid comes up big in the biggest moments. That's a point guard. That's a guy who could run your offense. Is he a full-time NBA top of the line, top 10 floor general in the traditional sense? No, probably not. But does he need to be? Or can he just be Emmanuel Quickly? That's what I'm wondering. Can he just be Emmanuel Quickly? I think he could be Emmanuel Quickly, and I want to see what that looks like moving forward. The good news, by the way, we're all about the good news here. The good news is that they don't really need to make any tough decisions where he's concerned. It's just about how much money they want to invest in someone and who they want to invest it in. I just, in general, though, putting Lonzo aside, I like the idea of signing a veteran mentor for Quickly. I like the idea of signing a veteran mentor for Quickly because I think that would benefit him a lot. Anyway, okay, pulling up Tibbs in a second. We are going to go, let's get some more Super Chat comments in here. Oh, wait, no, my wife is telling me I missed something. No, I didn't. I got everything. Don't worry. My wife is the best. Patrick Della Penna, I'm going backwards now. What about a trade for Brogdon? Again, what are you giving up? I don't want to give up a first-round pick for Malcolm Brogdon. No, all due respect to him. Tim Kim, not to get too emotional, but during a pandemic, this is the team we all get to tell our kids, grandkids, great-grandkids about. Just everything that happened from 2020 to 2021. Seriously, I think we are going to be telling our kids about this team for a very long time. And I, for one, cannot wait to do that. I hope my daughter can actually start to appreciate basketball pretty soon. Let's see if we got Tibbs yet.
Center's getting hurt. Also going in, giving us some good minutes.
Here we go.
Everyone's important. You need everyone. Julius was Julius, and I thought Quick and Derek gave us a good lift. Reggie was terrific. And so you need everyone over the course of the season. We just got to keep scratching wins up.
Rebecca Harlow. Coach, this is a game where you lose Taj, you lose Noel for a little while, you're already without Burks, then Derek fouls out. So many guys that make big plays for you. What can you say about the toughness that you got from the guys that you did have on the floor?
Yeah, and that's what I like about the guys that are not in the rotation. They're great team guys, and they put a lot of extra work in. They're prepared.
For anybody who missed the newsletter today, I just want to point out, and if you don't notice, the bench guys, Frank, Theo, Jared Harper, Norvel Pell, and I want to say one more guy who I'm forgetting, stand on the baseline the entire game. Don't sit down. They're up on the baseline, rooting for their team the whole time. It's amazing.
How is Taj? How is Nerlens? And how physical was this battle?
Oh, Obi. Obi's the other guy.
Pretty intense out there.
Oh! Shams with some breaking news. The Knicks are signing Norvel Pell to a multi-year deal. Breaking news from Shams. How about that?
Girls had a lacerated lip. So we'll see where we are tomorrow.
Christian Winfield.
Hey, Coach, obviously Trae Young was a handful to deal with. When he goes down,
good for Norvel Pell, by the way.
Come back. How does that influence what you're able to do defensively, and does what you're able to do change when he's out of the game?
Well, I think and obviously he's a great player, and he commands a lot of.
Everybody's a great player.
They're
all great players.
Have been playing really well for them, also. And then when they picked up Lou Williams, that added a whole different dimension to their team.
Lou Williams is still really good, by the way. That fucking guy, he's going to be getting buckets when he's 45.
And you have to be tied together. And, so as the game unfolds, you try to make adjustments that you feel can help you. And, but the big thing that I thought hurt us the most.
Andrew, I love that you're doing double duty right now.
Respect.
Tom, what Clyde Frazier said about the 19 threes tonight, this is just extraordinary. How did the Knicks learn to shoot like this? They rarely practice. What's your answer to the shooting performance of your ball club tonight and in recent games?
Well, actually, we've put a lot of time into the shooting. So guys come in at night.
Oh, my God. Tibbs was just offended.
Days are film days, but they're also shooting days.
So I wouldn't piss off Tibbs.
They made a very serious commitment, and we knew we had to.
We're going to get to all the comments in the Super Chat, I promise.
What was how well we shoot the three. And I think by working the way that they've worked, it's given them confidence. And I've always said, I think the two biggest things with shooting are confidence and concentration.
Oh.
So if you make that commitment to put the work in.
You love that alliteration, confidence and concentration.
It helps. And you can see that guys, and we're shooting the right.
It works in the bedroom, too.
The most important thing. Because if you're shooting the right threes and you're not just jacking up any old three, it allows you, everyone knows when the ball's being shot.
Got to be selective.
It allows you to get your defense set going back. So I think that's important as well. And of course, you got to put pressure on the defense, and that means that you need a drive, you need the ball to hit the paint, and then you need a spray out, and then you need a pass. And if you do that, you should get a rhythm three.
Steve Copper.
Hey, Tom, a lot of these guys on their roster haven't been in playoff games or tough games down the stretch. When you get a game like this that's physical and overtime and you move into fourth place, what can this do for these guys?
Well, you take everything step by step. There's a lot of physical teams in the league, and there's a lot of talented teams. So I think as you head down the stretch here, you want to be playing your best. We try to challenge all our players mentally every day.
By the way, I looked it up tonight. Tom Thibodeau's career-long winning streak as a head coach is 9 games, which he achieved at the end of his first season in Chicago. So if the Knicks win one more game, Tom Thibodeau will have achieved his longest winning streak of his career as a head coach. How you like them apples? All right, we're going to get back to the Super Chat. I talked about Randall. One other guy before I get to the Super Chat, the other Super Chat comments. Derrick Rose, I really did not care for Derrick Rose the first time he was here. I didn't think he gave it his all. I thought he was still, in his mind, the same guy he was when he was MVP. I thought he played like it. Thought he took plays off like it. On defense in particular, he was not in a good place. And I think that manifested when he left the team for a game. That dude has grown into one hell of a role player. And that's probably understating what he is at this point. And veteran leader, real veteran leader, who guys look up to and who guys respect for what he's done and what he is still able to do. And they don't, needless to say, they don't win this game tonight without Derrick Rose. Absolutely massive, as huge with the U. Oh.
Hey, Veron, Emmanuel Quickly's here. If you have a question, raise your hand. I'll bring you into the room.
Yeah, quickly. But yeah, third most important player tonight.
Mark, unmute.
Come on, Mark. You could do it. Pick me.
Rebecca Harlow. I know one of the things that you've told me in the past is you like to play the best. You want to be the best. You love the competition. What has this experience been like for you? Just the fight in all these games, winning 8 straight, sole possession over 4.
I do wish.
Where's your head right now?
In the fucking clouds.
Just trying to stay locked in. It's a blessing from God. I say all the time to be a New York Knick, to be on a team like this, where everybody's, for each other, wants each other's success, is having fun. The coaches are pushing for the players to do well, and it's just a great environment, a winning environment that you love to be in. So, we just want to keep pushing, continue to just get better each and every day, and that's what we're striving to do.
Christian Winfield.
What's going on, Emmanuel? Congratulations on the win. How would you describe Tibbs' coaching style?
Coach Tibbs is, for me, he's kind of like Coach Cal from Kentucky. He pushes me every day. On and off the floor, he challenges you mentally. And then, he holds you accountable. Whoever's on the floor, if you're not on the floor, holds you accountable, especially to be on time, early, all that type of stuff. So,
if you're on time, you're 5 minutes late.
Defensively first, and then on the offense end, he lets you go and he lets you hoop. So that's all you really ask for.
Steve Popper.
Emmanuel, a lot of the players have spoken in recent days about the importance of this game, knowing it's fourth place on the line. As physical as it was overtime, what does it say for you guys to come out and do what you did? Does it feel almost like a playoff game here?
Yeah, and we stressed that early in our shoot around, early in our walkthrough. This was going to be a playoff type atmosphere, a playoff type mentality. We wanted to be ready for that, and I feel like our guys, especially the best that we have on our team, are very physical guys. So we relish in that, we embrace that, and I think you've seen a little bit of that today, especially in overtime.
Berman?
Hey, Emmanuel, are you surprised at how solid a three-point shooting team this has become? And how does it work when you guys come back at nighttime? I mean, is anyone there? Do you guys have a key to the gym, or how does that work?
I'm not surprised because I see all the guys that put the work in, whether it be late at night, early in the morning before shoot around.
They keep the key under the fucking mat.
So, I'm not really surprised. The number's always going to fall where it's supposed to fall as long as you.
I love you, Mark. I love you, Mark Berman. My inspiration.
We have 24-hour access. Coach Sims might turn the key card off tomorrow because he declared blackout day, so nobody's allowed to go into the gym. I'll probably still find the hands.
I love this kid.
Rebecca Harlow?
I love this kid.
Quickly, two for you. Describe to us what exactly is a blackout day. I don't think I've heard you say that before.
In case you didn't hear, he said he was going to sneak into the gym on a day when they're apparently mandated to not do anything.
Did you at that point think, okay, I'm going to get more aggressive? Or is the mindset of this team that there are so many guys out on the floor that can produce that you really don't have to change your role, so to speak, in those moments?
So blackout day is order from Tibbs, and he basically just declares that nobody's allowed to be really on the court, and doing stuff. We got an early game coming up, so he declared that. Really, nobody's supposed to come in, but the guys that want to get work probably still come in anyway. And, the question about when Derrick Rose went out, it's unfortunate for us, but as a NBA player, you just got to be ready to step up.
Inject this kid into my veins.
I usually just a little bit of both. Want to get really aggressive. I try to stay aggressive regardless of who's on the floor, and also we have so many great players on our team that we use to our advantage too. Thanks, guys.
Cassidy Bell.
Hey, Manuel. Obviously, you have a lot of confidence, especially for a rookie. But would you say that your confidence has grown? And if so, who do you attribute, helping?
My confidence grew 6 inches just tonight.
Yourself.
All my confidence comes from God. Without him, I'm nothing. But with him, all things are possible. So, and then also my teammates and coaches. They push me to be the best player and person that I can be. Every day they allow me to be myself, whether it be on or off the floor. My guy Bell coming in big minutes. Shout out to Norvell.
This team likes each other.
Really, that's it. God putting in the work, and then this great environment of winning that we have around here is something special.
Thank you, Manuel.
Thank you.
Probably get one more, but we'll see. Anyway. He's going to sneak into the gym on a day when the head coach, who, if you believed what everybody said before the season and over the last year and a half, was the most maniacal, crazy, insane, lunatic, old school, going to drive his guys into the ground. That fucking guy told everybody, go home, go away. We don't want you here. And this fucking kid's going to sneak his way into the gym. That's why he's closing games. And that's why you put the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter and in overtime, and you trust him to make the right play. Unbelievable. They got every organization needs to get lucky. Every organization needs to get lucky. And I don't know if our luck came from hiring, Worldwide Wes for him to, pound on the table, get me Emmanuel quickly. Or it's Quick himself. If it's the trade, the Marcus Morris trade, wherever the luck came from, the universe gave us this kid. And boy, man, am I happy they did. Speak of the devil. From Robert McGinley, if there's a silver lining to Burks being out, it's the comfort level of IQ playing down the stretch of important games. Completely agree. completely agree that Quickly has had a couple of nice games in a row, which he hadn't had for a while. Anthony Sixto. Sorry it took me a while to get to these, by the way. Each one of these wins on the streak has been like a playoff boot camp. Completely agree, and they need it. As Tibbs said, these guys haven't been, in the playoffs before. Comebacks, working out of ruts, next man stepping up. We found the balance of win and develop, and it's beautiful. So to me, this season, actually, I'm going to read this one first. MK21, all I've wanted for the past 15 years. 15 years. Ha! Cute. 15 years. No, I'm kidding. Here's the thing. If you've only been a fan for 15 years, that means you came aboard when they sucked. So you get more credit than me because I had a lot of great years. So I had that to lean back on. If you started becoming a fan only in like 2006, 2007, God bless you. Anyway, all I've wanted for the last 15 years is a team that has the heart and gives 100% effort on a nightly basis. We have it now. Love this team. Let's fucking go. KFS. I love it. Thank you so much. I actually, those two comments tie together for me because in the beginning of the season, one other comment I didn't get to, and then a couple new ones. The win streak is 37% of our Vegas projected win total. This is from Sean Ahern. I never thought this would happen. Love this team in the Knicks community. I love it too. It's amazing. It's perfect. This season, I could break it down into 3 segments. Segment 1 was when they came out in the beginning of the year and they weren't very good and they clearly didn't know how to win games at all or play in a manner that would produce wins, but they were trying hard and they had a plan. They were trying hard, they were playing hard, they were coming out with effort, and they had a plan. And you saw they had a set plan. They didn't really know what they were doing yet, but they had a plan. Then the second segment of the season, the middle of the season, the juicy middle, was when they started to be able to execute that plan. And you're like, oh, wait, if you squint hard enough, you could see the outline of a good team in there somewhere. But then when push came to shove, they didn't have it. And on nights when they weren't hot from deep or where another team was hot from deep and they got hit in the mouth or so, they just didn't have it. And they would keep games close throughout, but they weren't winning the tough games and they weren't winning the games against the good teams. And now I feel like, look, I don't know how this tops out or where this ends up, but they're in the third segment now, which is we know what the fuck we're doing and we could do it. And we could finish games. And I think step 4, which I don't know if they have the talent to do, is we're going to do that against the best teams in the league. But again, there's only 6 or 7 or 8 teams every year who reach that level. And then there's obviously one champion. So, look, we're all getting a little ahead of ourselves. 8 straight wins will do that to you. I mean, I'm sitting here and I got Andrew's text open because he feeds me the super chat comments as I'm talking. By the way, shout out to Andrew Claudio. He's sick as a dog. He should be sleeping right now, and he's here 11:15, helping me because I'm an invalid and I can't do 2 things at once. And produces this into a podcast, just absolutely legend status for Andrew Claudio. And feel better, buddy. Okay, back to what I was saying. We're all getting ahead of ourselves, and that's what I was making a point about. I'm watching his texts and I'm seeing because I have every NBA writer on notification. So it's just tweet after tweet after tweet. It's like everybody in the league, local guys, national guys, everybody's tweeting about the Knicks. We are, I mean, there's no football being played right now. Hockey, people don't really care about hockey. Sorry. I don't think there's anything huge in baseball going on. I would argue that the New York Knicks right now are the story in professional sports for a good reason. When's the last time that's happened? It's happening. That is what is happening. Man. So, yeah, it's easy to get ahead of ourselves. But there's a lot of really good teams out there with a lot of really talented players. So, got RJ.
Bobby Childs.
RJ, congratulations on the win tonight. I wanted to ask quickly this question, but I'll pose it to you.
I like this hoodie.
Second year in the league.
Can you see this hoodie?
You went through it where you had to make adjustments adjustments after other teams made adjustments to you.
Kind of like that.
What are you seeing with Quick in terms of the way he's making adjustments after they adjusted to him?
There's a heart on it with eyes.
He's being aggressive, and that's really what you need. Whenever you're aggressive, you can figure it out. You know, you get your rhythm going, and then somehow, some way, the game just rewards you.
Jeffrey Bernstein.
Yeah, RJ, you've been around here now for 2 years. Last year wasn't so terrific. How exciting is it to play in a game like this tonight, where there was really a lot on the line?
Last year wasn't so terrific.
No, you pulled out such a great win.
It was great. You know, it just shows how resilient we are, how together we are. You see it. I mean, everybody's playing well. You know, Julius is obviously killing. But then, you know, down the board, everybody's getting their numbers because, you know, anytime, you know, we're all sharing the ball and then we're playing defense and getting out. You know, our bigs are doing a great job down there, and Earl's been blocking shots like crazy. So it's just, you know, it's a total team effort. Man, it feels great.
Mark Berman.
Yeah, RJ, how physical was this game with, you know, seeing a lot of injuries? And just Thibodeau was talking about the nighttime work, and you talked about it. Is that one of the major reasons why this team is shooting so well?
Putting in that nighttime work.
The night work.
First, today was like a playoffs type atmosphere. So, you know, a lot of bodies flying around, very, very tough, very physical down there. And also, of course, everybody's working. You know, everybody's working. We're a team. We're always in the gym, and it's showing there out there on the court. I feel also that it's kind of somebody, you know, different every night is going out there and playing well for us. We always say, you know, it could come from anywhere. It could be anybody that goes out there and makes, you know, the plays to win the game for us, and just a testament to our work.
Steve Popper.
With fourth place on the line, this was a game that even Tom, before the game, had admitted that he, you know, talked about the importance of playoff seeding and stuff. For you guys to do what you did to survive, to, you know, pull it out.
Theo Pinson tweets out about the win.
As a test heading down the stretch.
Love it. Theo Pinson's in that.
It's great for us. You know, we keep getting tested to every game, and we're responding. No matter what happened, we're responding. I think we're down, 10 in the fourth. And, you know, there was a period of time where we stopped them for, you know, a couple minutes in a row. And, you know, it's great. You know, it's great to just see how resilient this team is.
Cassidy Falk.
Hi, RJ. So Tibbs is obviously in the conversation for Coach of the Year, but you know, when you think about just his impact on
RJ is like nodding, yes.
And the difference from last year and this year, like how would you describe and pinpoint
he's shaking his head.
He's changed the dynamic of this group?
I mean, he better be in the running. You know, we all believe in Tibbs. Tibbs been doing just a tremendous job, just the way he's turned everything around and the way he has us, you know, playing hard every single night, and we're getting wins. You know,
shout out David Fisdale.
To the whole staff, you know, just night in and night out, every day, working hard, just pushing, and man, it's just a great feeling. I'm sure the fans see how hard we're working, and having them in the Garden has been great overall. So just the whole Knicks organization as a whole has just been great.
Just inject it.
Christian Westfield.
Right into my veins.
Hey, RJ, when you walked in earlier this season for training camp, or I guess the amended training camp that you guys had, did you think that being one of the top four teams in the East was possible, or is this moment right now kind of exceeded the expectations that you might have had for the beginning of the season?
I think it exceeds everybody else's expectations, but you know, we know what we could do. We know who we are, and we're showing it every night, and we're going to continue to do that, continue to stay together, and that's all that's important.
Thank you, RJ.
All right. Thank you, RJ. Thank you, RJ, for existing. I haven't talked about RJ yet tonight. RJ Barrett is, let me actually check his final stat line tonight. It's 6 for 18, and So, yeah, obviously not a great shooting night, but ends up with 16 points, and it felt like they were all huge. Plus 5 assists and 6 rebounds. So it's amazing. We've gotten to the point where last year you felt like his good games statistically weren't impactful in a positive way, and now we're at a point where you feel like even his worst statistical games still have a positive impact. I'm going to get back to the Super Chat before we finish up. Forgot NYC. If we lost after that weird Noel goaltend tip-in shot, I would have lost my shit. Oh, my God. Thank you for bringing that up, because I saw that happen, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Because we were up, I think, by 7 or 8 at that point, and it felt like we were going to cruise to the win. And then that happened, and it was like, all of a sudden, wait, why? Now it's closer, and then everything went down the way it went down. Daniel Chang, Big 15 needs to be trending for the playoffs. Let's get it. I love it. Let's absolutely get it trending. They have to really get on this. They have to get like a t-shirt made up or something. Slacker Hero. Shout out to everyone who watched Alexei Shved, Shane Larkin, etc. We're really out here winning games now. You just gave me I know how I'm going to end this. James Lee, IQ now makes contact layups, breaking the rookie wall. I'm gonna do an IQ piece at the end of this week for the newsletter. He is absolutely busted through the rookie wall as far as I'm concerned. You can't have a game like this and say you've hit the rookie wall. I do think he's tiring out a little bit, but the fact that he could battle through it is that's all that matters. And they're gonna need him in the playoffs because, again, we did this just another excuse for me to say something stupid that's gonna come back to bite me in the ass. Welcome to my life. We did the thing on Sunday's pod where we talked about the 5 most indispensable Knicks, and I don't think Emmanuel quickly made either of our lists. I think we went Randall, RJ, Burks, Rose. I went Bullock. Jeremy went Noel. And that just seems stupid. That just seems ridiculous because but again, this is the type of conversation you could have about a team that's actually good, because when you have a team that's actually good, unlike the shit we've been watching for a very long time, there isn't just 1 or 2 guys who were important. There's like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 guys who are really important. And Emmanuel Quickly's one of them. But here's the thing I'll say about Emmanuel Quickly. They could win when he doesn't have good games. But when he has good games, it makes it easier for them to win than when anyone else has their version of a good game. Like, they could get an average game from Randall and they could still win, still lose. When Quickly is going off like he was tonight, they don't lose those games. They just don't. And that's probably the most exciting thing about this kid. Bjorn Cura. So this is the Super Chat. I've been hearing about. Just want to show support to KFS. We thank you, Bjorn, through thick and thin. But and then he puts 8 W's. More fun. Yes. I like the thick better than the thin. Dalsim 25. I became a fan in the rise up of the Riley years. A little bit before me. I was 92, 93. This team gives time the same feels. Absolutely. It is that type of a team. Juan Cruz, thank you for your contribution to the Super Chat. I think I am fully caught up. Andrew, if I am not fully caught up, let me know. Couple other guys that I do want to mention before I get out of here. Let's talk Norvel Pell. We could talk Norvel Pell. I want to see what the terms of the deal are that he got. I thought he played some incredibly valuable minutes tonight. Norvel Pell ended up playing a total of, did he score a point? He scored 2 points. 2 points. But he played 9 minutes. They were huge. I imagine that the multi-year deal that they signed him to is probably non-guaranteed for next year. I cannot fathom that they would have given him a contract that was fully guaranteed for next year, but you never know. He's been a fringe NBA player, so I'm guessing he probably accepted something of the non-guaranteed variety. If there's already been any reporting on that and I missed it, I apologize. But that would be my guess. I like him. I think he's a good, solid, impersonator of Nerlens Noel. I think he could hold his own. He's not really a lob threat, it seems. The hands aren't really there. But I have heard around the way that he can shoot it. And I think he had a 3 in a game late with Philly last year. It was in like garbage time that he made. He has the ability to stretch the floor. I don't know if that's ever going to become a part of his game at the NBA level, like in meaningful minutes, but Pell can shoot it. And God knows his timing on blocks and his ability to get high on blocks is really good. So, that's good too. I like the signing. Let's fucking go Knicks. Luis Midens. Macri, you've been so loyal. You deserve just as much as all the other fans. This is my gift right here. I'm not talking about the super chat money either. Just being able to do this. This is the gift. Love your work, man. Knicks tape for life. I love it. Zolo J. Can't forget about Knicks legends like Jose Calderon, Sasha Vujacic, and Lou Amundsen. God. Wow. Those are some names. Bassoon 07 breaking. Tibbs having a blackout tomorrow and closing all practice facilities. Yeah, that is breaking news. Smash the like. I should really say this more. Hit the like, smash the like. Don't smash your computer though, please. Every time, can I just say I'm an older gentleman. So whenever I hear smash the like button, I get fearful that someone out there is going to break their computer. Don't break your computer on behalf of me or Knicks Film School. You can gently tap the like button, and it accomplishes the same thing as if you were to smash it. That's public service announcement. Anybody else who I didn't talk about tonight? By the way, I know Barrett didn't have the best game. He has been now. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. Boy, talk about Jimmy Butler, man. The comp is going to get there, and the comp is not going away because Barrett played again a team high 41 minutes and 18 seconds today. And if everybody just gives me a hot second, I want to pull up because it feels like the minutes are like and don't forget there was speaking of minutes, there was a hot minute there in the middle of the season where everybody was like, oh, no, Tibbs doesn't trust Barrett. He's pulling him. He's not playing him enough minutes in the right times and this and that. He played 41-18 tonight. He played 39-39 against Charlotte last night. So R.J. Barrett, Rowan Alexander Barrett Jr. has played 80 minutes of basketball over the last 27 hours? 80 minutes in the last 27 hours of professional basketball. That's pretty fucking insane. And he's no worse for the wear. I don't worry about him wearing down. Look at that guy. Look at how he's built. Brick shed house on wheels. And then the game before that, 36 minutes. The game before that, 46 minutes. Game before that, a little less, 28, but 33, 33, 33, 35, 33. I mean, and you look up the list, 40 minutes against Minnesota, 38 minutes against Milwaukee, 41 minutes against Washington, 39 minutes against Washington, 39 against Philly. I mean, 40. It's Tibbs trusts him. And he needs him on the floor at all times, even when he's not having a great game. Like I said before, he's having a positive impact. So that's awesome too. Casey Gray, too late. I already smashed my computer hitting the like button and we'll be suing Knicks Film School for damages. We'll refer that to our in-house counsel, me, I guess. I feel bad for us if I'm in-house counsel. Alan Fan 20, do you think Obi's defense improved at least a little? Yeah, I mentioned that before. I think Obi Toppin played, again, wasn't a lot of minutes today. He played 12 minutes. But those are 12 minutes of quality NBA basketball. Didn't do anything wrong. Did a few things right. Aggressive on the boards. You love to see it. Closed out well. Moving well on defense. Didn't have any breakdowns. Didn't have any lapses. Everything you want to see from Obi Toppin right now. I think he's playing really well. Dalsim 25, Big 15. You got it. Big 15 all the way. I love it. We're going to get that on a t-shirt at some point very soon. I promise. Oscar De Leon. What's up, Oscar? Bro, take a shot. Well, I don't have a shot, but I do have a beer. Let's go Knicks. I still have to write a newsletter tonight, so which I have not started writing about this game, obviously. Let's go Knicks. Jew Herd, Julius Randle. Great team win. Great team win. Shout out to High IQ. High IQ. I like that. D Rose, Noel, and we Knicks fans are on cloud 9. My wife is texting me a request to bring up a blanket. Full service operation here at Knicks Film School. Soon 07, Macri, what teams are you the most scared of for the Knicks to face in the playoffs? For me, it's Miami and Philly. That's a really good question. Look, since I don't think I'm lying when I say this. Since the All-Star break, the Knicks have a higher net rating than the Nets. The Nets have not been healthy. The Nets may never be healthy. I don't know how to talk about facing the Nets because as much as like the notion of beating the Nets would be, I mean, God, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to just say silly, stupid shit. That would be meaningful, and that would be a lovely challenge. But again, I can't escape the fact that all the nonsense that they're pulling, resting guys for every little bump and bruise and nick and cut over the regular season, I can't escape the fact that there's a decent chance that at least 2 of those guys are going to be healthy for the playoffs. And that scares the shit out of me. If you want to find a Nick content creator who's going to be like, we'll beat Kyrie and Harden, or we'll beat KD and Kyrie, like you're coming to the wrong place. Those guys are fucking unreal. Now, do they play defense? No. Is there a way to beat that team? Yeah, there's a way to beat them. But like Joe Harris scares me. Jeff Green's been there before. He's won, obviously, championships. They're a good team. Brooklyn's a good team. So Brooklyn and Philly scare me still the most. And then after that, does Miami scare me more than Milwaukee? No, they don't. I would say Miami and Milwaukee scare me equally. No, actually, no, fuck that. Miami scares me a little bit more. But I think they could beat Miami. I absolutely think they could beat Miami. And then after that would be Boston and Atlanta. I think Atlanta's a real – I mean, look, all of these teams are good. Anything can happen. My man, Mark Fischel. What's going on, Mark? It's the last one, I think, and then I'm going to get out of here. Love the emotion all the guys showed when they saw Woody. Absolutely. Speaks to the community they are developing. That's a great place to end it. So you can't build a team in a test tube. When you get a team that exceeds expectations by this much, there has to be something special in the water. And there's not necessarily any rhyme or reason for why that is. But I would like to sit here right now and propose to you that the people who put together this roster, William Wesley, Leon Rose, Brock Aller, Scott Perry, give Scott Perry credit. He's here, right? He's here. They knew what they were doing in assembling this coaching staff and this roster. And, True Hoop wrote about it the other day, about how, like, they're really trying to make it like a family. It feels like a family when I'm on these Zooms now, and you could just see these guys really like each other. These guys, it is meaningful to them that they are doing this together. They are a collective group. Yes, it's a business. I get that, and it's always going to be a business at the end of the day. But this is a special group of players. In terms of the total, in terms of the collective. And that's why when we sit here and we're going to talk about, this team with our kids and our grandkids and this and that. I think that's real because, again, you could have great teams. You could have, like, you know, Brooklyn may go on to win it all. Who knows? That's not a team anybody's going to fucking tell anyone about. One, because they don't have any fans, but two, because of the nature in which that they were put together, and, you know, the sweat equity that does and does not come with certain ways of team building and fandom and how long you're a fan and all of that stuff. So this team is special, and I think they're a special group of players. And I will just end. I want to read a couple names that I don't think have been shared in the super chat. Maybe they've been shared in the super chat or in the chat generally, but that I think deserve to be mentioned. Moochie Norris, Cesare Trubansky, Michael Doliak, Frank Williams, Jameson Brewer, Quintel Woods. Should I say it? No, that's mean. Fuck it. Jerome James. Randolph Morris, Kelvin Cato, Mohamed Sane, Cheek Sam, the immortal Chris Duhon, Henry Walker. I love Henry Walker. Henry Walker actually had a hot minute here, so shout out to Henry Walker. J.R. Giddens, Jonathan Bender, Earl Barron, Sean Williams, Sheldon Williams, both Williams, the double Williams. If any of these names mean anything to you, you deserve this. You deserve 8 wins in a row. You deserve relevance in the last quarter of the season. You deserve all of the attention, all the accolades. You deserve all the good juju. Because we have Jorts, Joel John, good one, Jorts. Because we've been through some shit. And we're here, still kicking. I'm looking forward to seeing where this season ends up. And, of course, as always, thank you, everybody, for coming, spending some time with us after the game. And Andrew, thanks for tuning in, guys. Enjoy the 2 days off. Very fun episode planned for Friday's pod. Yes, this is a very fun episode for Friday's pod. That I will say. Subscribe, rate, review. There you go. I said it. Subscribe, rate, review. Don't smash your computer. Shout out to all of you. And, of course, shout out to Andrew Claudio, behind the man behind the magic. We love you all, and we'll see you soon. All right. Adios.